All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. My name is Idafi Matthews. So you know to come in the Elevator One of Sports. It's a lovely morning to be in your face, and you know how Friday is. Friday is kind of like special on the show here because we go past just talking sports. We take up every issues on the floor to talk about everything. It is a general conversation time. So the next 1 hour we spend it talking about anything and everything you want us to talk about. It's all you. You raise the question, you raise the conversation, and then from there, everybody is allowed to join in, whether you are on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you are on Twitter, you are even on your bed, you're listening via the mobile application, you're open to the conversation. You want to send in a message on WhatsApp, you don't want to, you want to be to be anonymous. It's very, very easy. 08034277165. That's the number to call. And if you want to join in on Instagram, you already know it's at ELEGBETETVRADIO. That's my Instagram handle. So you can join in and say whatever you think you want us to talk about. Maybe there are certain things that have 50 shades of gray and you want us to discuss it. And on the conversation, why not? Okay, if you're on on YouTube, you know how it is. You're already there. Then you drop your comment on the comment section if you're following on the live stream already. Same way for Facebook. Because the time of the show is very short, I always advise, guys, let's reduce the plenty greetings and just go straight to the conversation. It helps. It limits, all of the many space that we take and then don't do anything. So I think it's something we can do. Okay, on the front burner today, I've got some messages coming in on WhatsApp already. Ray, according to Ray says, Edafi, good morning. How are you today? I hope you had a great night. It's nice. I hardly comment on your show, but I enjoy watching the live stream. And if I miss it, I do go back and watch again. And I like all the interviews that you've done. And I hope that this your enterprise will grow well. Amen. I really hope it grows well. I want to ask you a question that is not really in the sports space, but could affect the sports space. Do you think that it is wrong for Nigerian footballers to contribute? This conversation again. Okay, do you think it is wrong for Nigerian footballers to contribute to somebody like Davido, who already have money, if not even richer than them, when there are a lot of youth players in the teams that they played for that needs that money? What do you think? Okay, so let me leave this. I'm going to come back to this. Ray, I'm going to come back to this, your question, because it's burning everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. I'm going to throw it out to the people. Guys, what do you think? You think it is bad? It is wrong for Nigerian footballers to, take their money, assist to Shoala, see Kelechi Iheanacho, Fred Ndidi, all these guys, Judah Joega. Do you think it is wrong if they contribute, or for them to contribute to somebody like Davido, while young players that are looking for opportunities, looking for football boots and jerseys to play football are struggling? Do you think it is wrong? What's your opinion? Give me what you think about it. Right? You can write it on Facebook. You can write your comment on the Instagram stream, and you can also do that on the YouTube stream. Tell me what you think. I'm gonna give my opinion. Ray, don't worry. I'm gonna give my opinion on that. And you can also call in on the live show. You can call in 00342. 002500069. 070, sorry, 07025000069. I've got so much on my hand. Believe me, I have a 10:30 appointment with News Central. I'm gonna be there answering questions on gonna draw like I'm his PA, or we can do one together. This is our country, so we're all going to run it as hard as we can. But um, let's see how it goes when it comes to running this whole conversation. I like to get everybody involved so that it doesn't feel like I'm the only one talking. But since nobody is saying anything, let me just give my best take on it. You see, the thing about money and how people spend it, once it's your money, you're at liberty to spend it wherever, whoever you want to spend it with. So this talk of there are poor people playing football. Football is a game of the poor. They will always find a way to get boots. They will always find a way. It's like saying because I came from Person Primary School where people struggle to buy football boots. Buy notebook and school bags and school uniform. Why am I sending my children to private school that is owned by rich people when I could also use that money that I'm paying to go and pay for children that are in private in primary school and public schools? I don't think that's the right way to go about the conversation anyway. First off, if you have your money, you have liberty to spend your money how you want to spend it. Nobody should come and judge you where you spend your money, who you spend your money with. And don't forget that one of the ways to stay and remain rich is to also use your money to connect with people that are successful. Money don't stay forever. So you can have a billionaire today. If you don't invest with the rich, you would end up being poor tomorrow if you keep investing on the poor. That's just a fact. If you keep giving money to the poor, Jesus said that the poor would always be here with you. You keep spending money with the poor, you would end up like them. So you have to find the balance of, okay, I spent some money with the rich, because what it means is tomorrow when you have need to, they are the ones that you will call. They're the ones that you invite to your parties. They're the ones that will come to your children's wedding, your children. There are so many things that you need the rich for. Just the same way there are so many things that the poor needs you for. So it's a network thing. But I know our society. I remember when I told Ola bought Ferrari for his children. We are all complaining, oh, you should have spent that money on treating people that have COVID or taking care of palliative. Meanwhile, the palliative were somewhere in people's warehouses. Nobody had anything to say about it. So the thing is, I think I get sick when I hear people say that thing and make it look like, oh, anybody that have money is owing the people that don't have. I don't know how we think like that, but I don't think it's the right way to go about it. So let's come to this one. This morning, Oyo Baba said, good morning. Is there any iota of truth to the news making big move that Benotro has been sacked? I can't, I don't know. It's 50-50, but one of the things that I can tell you is that most likely by between Monday and Wednesday, the story will be clearer. But as it is today, I'm almost certain that Benotro will not be the coach at the Nations Cup. The next time the Super Eagles play, Benotro will not be on the bench. So let's just keep it like that. One other thing I can promise you as well is when this whole storm dies down, I'll have Benotro, whether via Zoom or we'll have a sit down. I could fly and go and meet him. I have a sit down with him, and then we'll talk about the whole thing that happened in Nigeria. He have his own fair share of blame, and we also, as a country, as a people, we have our own fair share of blame. We'll all invest the blames together, but let's see how it goes. But one of the things is, let's just call it what it is. Officially, he's not been sacked. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Donald Trump will fire. There's no official statement to that. You have to. I'm a news person, and you guys would always take me by my word and say, okay, this is what it has said. It's not been sacked, meaning that in between all of this conversation, they can change their mind and decide, okay, you know what, we want to keep him, but with these and these and these and these adjusted conditions. Okay, that can happen, but most likely, Donald Trump is 99.9% gone. Okay, so if that's a DNA test, you already know what the result is. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. By next week, the news will broke. I like to be, on cue. I'm not in a hurry to break news that doesn't need breaking. Okay, and it went on to say, and on the issue of our players sending money to the video, I don't think me or anybody else have the right to tell them where or how they spend their money. All about is their hard-earned money. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying on what's the question again? Solas O underscore 007. He said, I saw your comment on Murphy Jemba's page about what's your own comment. We're asking for people to bring their comment. Put your comment there. Let's get your own. Leave the one that I said on Murphy Jemba's page. Okay, Theophilus Nicodemus, he said, right on Elegote, Matthias Oluwadamilariaba, he said, good morning to you, bro. Good morning to you as well. And then I have this one from James. Okay, simply James. He just put James there. He said, my name is James. Good morning, Udafe. What are the implications of sacking Garotro? Like letting him go? Is there any advantage to us or a disadvantage? I'm going to come back to that one, James Ibori. Okay, Peter 9, he said, hello, Elevator. If eventually Raw leaves, Amunike is just the option we have. But personally, I would like NFF to give Ulisse another chance. I wish both of them work together. As for Ulisse, talking about Ulisse, I still have his book with me. I hope some of you have gone to order this book and are committed to reading it. This book is beautiful. This book will tell you some stories. It will help us also to understand the players and the situations of the national team way more better. For me, I like Amunike. I like him as a player, but I don't think that Amunike is right enough to coach the Super Eagles. That's just the truth. And I don't think that it will serve Amunike right to come in at this time. And our players should have, like in Ulisse's book, should have the audacity to refuse. Okay? You should have the audacity to refuse, the confidence to say, you know what, I can't come in with this mess. There are certain kind of relationship you shouldn't jump into because it's an opportunity. It makes you look desperate. Not every job you take. See, Frank Lampard turned down Norway City, right? Okay, we might analyze it and say all sort of things, but he turned it down because you can't be a miracle worker all the time. If he takes that job, don't forget that Amunike's last job in the national team was under 17. He failed to qualify for the African Championship. So if he goes to the Super Eagles right now, the way it is, this player first of them, they will not say I finish. Okay, yes, he might be the coach of Victor Osimhen when Osimhen was under 17, but go and look at the two pictures. The picture of Osimhen under 17 and the current Osimhen. What he wears now, how he looks, and everything is different. So the standards have changed. Levels change and people change. That's just a fact. And you know, the guy who used to respect you yesterday would ignore you today. Not because that is who he is, but just because that's what sometimes time causes to happen. And you've got to accept it. I don't think it's good for Amunike to become the coach of the Super Eagles right now. The coach of the Super Eagles needs to be somebody that will come in, that will not have bias, that will just come in. And I don't think it's not a good job right now. The Super Eagles job is not a good job right now. Letting Garotro go, yes, it's about time. Nigerians don't like him. Okay, so this is the case of Jesus Christ. Crucify him and give us Barnabas. Okay, so they need to crucify Raw. Raw is going to get crucified and it will be the fall guy. He will take the fall for meeting all the target that he gave him in his contract. But at the end of the day, the person that is going to come in cannot be a Messiah because the Messiah that is coming, it's gonna be strange anyway. But let's see how it goes. The crown of the worm, the players in this regard needs to carry the crown of the worm. And I hardly blame players, but I think the Super Eagles players needs to bear the crown of the worm. I don't think it was Garot's position to make Moses Simon cross the ball properly. I don't think it was Garot's position to make Trusecon not be sluggish and defend properly. But hey, we are Nigerians, we see things differently. The thing is, one of the biggest problems that you deal with as a Nigerian sports analyst or journalist or a coach is the fact that Nigerians have an overbloated idea of our players. We think that our players are some of the best and the most prolific and superstars. But what we fail to realize is look at the Nigerian players carefully. They're not Nigerian players on the top rank of African Footballer of the Year. we forget that in a hurry. And when you look on the global scene, they're talking of World Footballer of the Year. There's no Nigerian player on that top 50, even in the top 100 right now. So you've got to be able to say that, look, yes, and you can be lucky. And people will talk about Greece in 2004, talk about this team or that team that didn't have any world-class player, but they were able to mold the team together. But the difference is big. Our players are different. Their temperament, our mentality is very, very different. But hey, whatever it is, I think that any coach that comes in right now would suffer a lot. We might get a setback, we might get knocked out of the group stage, but we also might shock everybody. We might not, use that opportunity to say, okay, let's buckle up, let's be serious, let's do what we want to do. I think for the very first time, the call for a national football center is not the biggest, the biggest demand that we need right now. Because for as long as the Super Eagles will camp in a hotel, there is nothing any coach in this world will do. I hear we're going back to Abuja, but for as long as the Super Eagles of Nigeria will camp in a public hotel where the players have enough money to take an entire floor and put in all the girls that they want to put in, and then do whatever they want to do, sneak out, even pay whoever they say is their CSO, pay them, and then they give them leeway to move, we will still have indiscipline. And once there's indiscipline in the rank of a team, it is almost impossible to achieve success. Okay, so we'll see how it goes anyway. But I wish the next coach of the Super Eagles good luck. The only thing going for the next coach is, once again, we're going to repeat 98, meaning that some other person suffered to qualify, and this is something we used to do. We did it with Amadou Schreiber, we did it with Philippe Trouzier, we've done it with a lot of people. It's our way. It's now becoming our tradition. There's no coach that I've ever coached Nigeria anyway that I've left with a smile on their face. So it's one of those things. People win the Nations Cup for us, they live with anger. People take us to World Cup, they live with anger. Every time it's the same story. So I'm not surprised. We're just repeating history. We're not learning from it, and we'll continue to repeat it. But let's see how it goes. Let them make it official first. But I don't think Emmanuel Amunike would be the one that will take over. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not it. It's not in the book anyway. But it said, but I don't see any of them who work to be each other's assistant. Another thing with Sunday Lisa, I think Sunday Lisa is having a blast. And I said that without sense of knowledge, because just 2 days ago I was with him. We shot a podcast together, so I know what I'm saying on that front. And for those of you asking me when the podcast will be out, so the podcast, we're shooting it a series. We don't want to put one out, and then we're struggling with the date for the next one. Because to bring all these people together to get it done is hard. But what I was going to say is, you should be on at least Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel, because that's when whatever a major announcement about it will come out. That's when it's going to come out. So you should be there. At least it's at ATHLST on Instagram, and on YouTube it is same spelling, and we don't underscore, just same spelling, ATHLST. Search for it on YouTube and you see. So my point about Sunday Lisa is the fact that the man decided, since he left the Super Eagles job, that listen, I'm going to live with my family. I'm going to have fun living my life with my family, because it was close. He had a near-death experience, and that changed his mind. Now he's having fun, and he's not really looking for a job, because he's consulting for clubs. He's doing some work with FIFA. He's doing some work with some other European organization. So it's practically living his life. He's living well. He's okay. So I don't think he wants to come coach the Super Eagles. Does he love the Super Eagles? Man, that man loves the Super Eagles, man. We sat down and talked. He's full of emotion. He's a die-hard lover of Nigerian football, obviously. But that's where it ends. That's where it ends. I don't think it's going to come coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I don't see Olise in that conversation. Emmanuel Amunike, on the other hand, I don't know, but I think if Emmanuel Amunike takes that job, is more of a suicide mission. Okay, so this one is coming from Lekon. Lekon says, good morning, Edafe. I'm not going to ask you a question about football. I'm going to ask a question about you. How did you manage your sack? And I'm saying this because I just got sacked and I'm feeling like committing suicide because I don't think I deserve the sack. How did you manage it? And you seem like you knew the sack was coming, because the way you have evolved from where you used to walk and how you become this person that you are is just so amazing. And everywhere you turn, everywhere we turn, your name is popping up everywhere. And it just feels like you have even become bigger than your former organization. How can I do the same? So first off, I'm not even in a position to advise anybody. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not successful enough to be in that place. I don't have the right. I don't own the right to be able to talk to people like that. I don't. Okay? Because that would come across, in my opinion, as condescending. But let me say one thing. And when I say it sounds cliche. I'm a worry boy. And I am grateful for that. when I say it, I was watching Jay-Z. Jay-Z said something, say, I'm unapologetically New York. And that's the reason why I could survive anywhere. I could deal with any character, any element. And not only Jay-Z said that, but I also saw 50 Cent say that too on Revolt. He said, listen, I'm from New York. It's going to be almost impossible for you to turn the arrows or the guns or the bullets against me, and I'll still be scared. Somebody shot me 5 times before. I didn't die. I'm still here. So my case is, listen, if I was sacked because I did something wrong, or because my attitude wasn't good, or because I stole money, or I sexually harassed somebody, maybe that would have, killed me because I was wrong. I got sacked. I got a bullet for doing just everything right, for being very loyal, for being committed, for never coming to work late for 13 years, for never putting the foot wrong, for putting the work on my head, not even on my shoulder, for making it my own. So when I left, I don't know, but guys, see, suicide is not a thing. And when we talk about suicide, I've been in that place before, like way back, but it's due to financial crisis. I was having a meltdown sometime. I've been there. So it's a very, very bad place to be. I'm not going to come tell you now that, especially, I don't know if you didn't say it, but I don't know if you have family. When you have family and you come back home and you look at your wife and your kids and you're telling yourself, how are they going to eat? Nothing breaks your heart like that. Me and my wife will always argue, and she said, like, the hardest pain is labor pain. I was like, babe, no, it's not labor pain. There are so many pains that are more than labor pain. And women might not agree with me on this one, but we always have that argument. And when you look at your kids, especially when you have very beautiful, lovely kids like I do have, like I'm blessed with, it is hard. But how I survived mine was just straightforward. I do not know how to procrastinate. I do not know how to dwell on what is wrong. That's why I hardly first start on it. People used to say that I like to clap back too much. I hear people say that in the Lord. I have to do the clap back. You know why? I don't like to go home and I'm thinking about the rubbish you said to me. So I like to deal with it face off. I give it back to you. So if you're insulting me and you think it's a good thing, let me give it back to you straight up. So once I was fired, I just told myself, what is the thing that I would do that will make me rise up to the level of the person that fired me, or even above the person that fired me? I must get that thing done. So it was a worry boy in me that came up, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to set up my own media. The media was never in my plan. Let me tell you how this whole thing about me came about. I felt like I was doing so well as an analyst. I was practically going to end up as one of a major bet company's brand ambassador. I was going to be on billboard everywhere. I was going to make my money, buy a house in Lagos, give my children best, save up for them to go to quality school, and then retire well without, living frivolous life. I don't go to club, I don't do parties, all that. That was my original plan. And I was on that track. If you look at the way I was when I started in 2007 to begin to do predictions of matches boldly on radio, it was a plan that, okay, I will get the attention of the bet companies to a point where they can't resist me. They just make me a brand ambassador, and maybe I'll be with them for a very long time, because I know that bet business was going to be a long-term thing. That was the plan. So when I got fired in 2017, and then there was no money. Okay, so you get fired, you get money saved up. It's different. There was no money. My last salary was 90,000 because it was half month. It was 90,000. I used to earn 180,000. So think about it. I live in Aja. I live in a 1.2 million naira house at the time. I have 2 children at the time, and they were going to very expensive schools. And I have a car, I have a wife, and all that things that was going on. So if you're earning 180,000 naira a month, you're practically not earning anything. So I just said to myself that, look, guy, pursue this thing to a logical conclusion. Let me also say this thing, that as a journalist, as a sport journalist, other entertainment journalists have reached first. As a sport journalist, you are catering for the audience that is the poorest in media listenership. They are the poorest, they are the low, so the upper class, the middle class, and then the lower class. The ones who call your show and say, oh, Pale, the late Marcel, all these guys, are people who would not even contribute. If you die, they will not contribute to your burial. They can't even find transport to come for your burial. If your wife born, they can't even buy baby diapers to come and give to you. You are practically the one giving to them. So you are in this industry where you are not going to benefit from anybody, but everybody is feeding off you. Somebody will call you that they need to pay hospital bill. Ifan has been angry with me before because his wife was sick in the hospital. He sent me a message for money, and I didn't have the money because I was also dealing with issues at home. My wife just had a miscarriage at the time, and it was crazy. We were struggling. My wife was dealing with depression and all that. And I told him I don't have the money, and he was just mad at me. And I was like, leave this guy. Okay, so that process, and I'm sorry that you got sacked anyway, but one of the things that I did while I was working in Brilla was that I made sure that I told my wife, like, look, you can't work in this insurance company and they're giving you targets, stressing you anyhow. Go set up your own business. What do you want to do? First off, she said she wants to sell clothes. We put up 3 million naira for it, and within 6 months, the business crashed. You know how clothes business, if people come, they buy, they tell you, oh, you don't have POS. Oh, I don't bring cash. Oh, okay, I'll transfer you the money. I don't transfer and they don't debit me, but you never see them. At the end of the day, people were owing us. We went to the US to buy clothes, top quality clothes bought from Europe, but then people didn't pay. We just realized that, okay, this business is not going to work. We sat down and I said, babe, why don't you do something that people eat every day? Everyday business, put money on the table. And she was like, oh, no, I can't do that kind of business. No, I don't want people to be seeing me. Come on, your wife. I was like, babe, no, that's a mistake. You're being my wife. See, there's no class to this thing. I mean, nobody. Forget all those elegote that people hail on the radio. Who they hail me? Now I'll tell the lad they hail me. I mean, I don't they hail me. Now, no class people they hail me. So forget about it. I mean, bloody nobody. Yeah, right? So we came to an agreement, and she started this whole shop where she said bags of rice, frozen food, like that, everyday staples. So every month I used to tell her that, look, I would always contribute to the shop, like let the shop grow. So when I lost my job, that was our fallback. We fall back to the shop for a while I was trying to get my feet, while I was trying to put my plans on, but I was still shooting my videos. But you understand, if you understand YouTube, let me tell you guys something about YouTube. YouTube does not make you get money instantly. You can do YouTube for 10 years if you don't get those viral videos that hit 1 million views, 100,000 views, 500,000 views. You're not making money. I was telling somebody the other day that since we started in 2017 till now, we've not made up to $300. And the guy's like, what? Are you serious? I said, yes, we've not. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, but that's the truth. First of all, you need to get like 4,000 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 minutes of views for you to even get monetized. How long would that take? When you put up a video and you have only 7 views, you put up a video, you have only 5 views. It's not easy, but you see, it's the desire that I'm not going to give up on my dream. This is my dream. Your dream will be tested, it will be tried, it will be pushed. You just have to go. But where it gets you depressed is when you sit down and you start mulling on, why did he sack you? Why would it be you? And there's this person in the office that was doing this, they didn't touch it. And there's that person. No, it's not your business. It could also be the universe calling out to you that your time there is done. You have to move on. And that's exactly what happened to me. I don't know how to dwell on the wrongs that people do to me. I always ask myself, what's my potential? What's my gift? What do I have? How can I be of service? How can I add value? And then I start reaching out to people. What do you want me to do? People who need someone to help them do one thing or the other, like, okay, cleaning of the house, or so I get people to go do it. I get extra cash, because first off, you have to stay afloat. You have to survive. Don't pretend like you're a big boy. You are too big to do some things. I look at people in estates that need to clear their drainage. I talk to them. I say, I can get my boys to come and do it. Yeah, okay, let's come do it. What are you paying? What's the going rate? I could give them a little bit of a discount. And so that's how I survived, like 2017 into 2018. I've got some Bitcoin too. And then we start moving around, pushing things. Here we are now. We started here, we've got here. Also remember that if you want to start your business, don't start your business with the belief that somebody else owe you to give you money. Somebody else is supposed to come and fund you. Now they know that you are a good person. Good people don't last, okay? So know that one. In business, you've got to be brutal. People would double cross. It's like driving. People will cut you off the lane. People would try to squeeze you out of the road. It's life. It's like Formula One. It's life. It's survival of the fittest. So start going, but start with what you have from where you are, and then be consistent with it. It's hard to be consistent, but you can be if you put your mind to it. If you love it that much, you put your mind to it, you be consistent. But don't do like people who bet. One of the things that people do when they do business is they do like people who bet. Somebody who uses 100 naira to bet and accumulate 40 games and then lose the game, and then you go out and start saying, "Oh, Arsenal made me lose 500 million." God, you don't lose 500 million. You lose 100 naira. That's what you put in the bet. You didn't lose 500 million. You lose 100 naira. Always tell yourself the truth. And then look for people around you. You don't have to have them. Look for people around you that you can be honest with. That you can tell, look, this is what I've done. This is what I'm feeling. And then people that you can also learn to celebrate your small victories. Like if I get 1,000 subscribers, I jump to the rooftop. I see people comment about like 1,000 subscribers. You know, what's that? I celebrate it because to me, nobody owe me that 5,000 people plus are subscribed to my channel. People come every morning to watch me on Instagram, on Facebook, or YouTube. It's not my right. So you can't wake up and start feeling like, oh, why do you only 11 people on my YouTube channel when I should be having maybe 1 million? And I go and look at another person's channel and say, this person is doing live and 1 million people are. No. This is my starting point. This is my where I am. This is my own body bush. It's just me and my God right now. Maybe later I will part the Red Sea and over 3 million people will follow me as Moses. But right now, this is my own body bush. Don't forget that somebody's starting point is body bush. When Joshua started, he had a nation behind him. So everybody's starting point is different. When you get fired and you want to start, don't look at another person and see that person who is getting support. I'm not getting support. No. And then also learn to help younger people. That's one of the things you must learn as fast as possible. Younger people, any business you want to do today, younger people are the ones that will take it forward. So look for younger people to empower, to give ladder leverage to. Because if some of them might just get lucky, some of them might know people, especially all these children that are going to private schools. Some of their friends might have connections somewhere that will just help you grow. So learn to help the ones you can help, but don't promise people things that you can't give them. Be honest with people. When people ask you for favors, tell them, oh, okay, we're not doing this time, we're not doing that at that time. There is no shame to it. But I don't think you should be depressed or be thinking of being suicidal. Rome was not built in a day. The person who sacked you today might even become your friend tomorrow if you build yourself very well. But if you die, people will cry for maybe 1 year. That's if they love you that much, they'll cry for 1 year, do memorial. After that, everybody will live their life. Even the wife that you have will go and marry somebody else and move on. I used to joke this joke with my wife. I'm like, nothing gets to you. I said, no, why something will get to me? I go there, make somebody else come marry this my fine black quality queen. When I come suffer my children. No, I beg you, nothing gets to me. Even if it gets to me, I manage myself. That's just what I think. Not be the answer to the question the way you want it, but that's just the way I overcame my sack and it's worked well. It's tough. Somebody, what's the name? Edaloko say, wow, this is inspiring. Considering that Rome was not built in a day, you are actually realizing the dream. Make the presentation richer by playing a background studio sound or tune. The truth of the matter is you are listening on Instagram. That thing, if you're listening on the app, you will know that there is a background tune on it. So try and understand that we're still working on getting all of the consoles connected to the Instagram, the Facebook, and the YouTube. But because you're listening via the Instagram, that's why you're not hearing it. There's a background tune if you're listening on the app. If you download the Elevated TV radio app on your Android phones, you would hear the background tune. There's a very, very loud background tune. Let me put the volume up so you hear it. Okay, so we're still in the conversation, and I see Sabati's message. Edafe, you the boss my dada this morning, even though I know say I no get I will ask you where the dada do for that your gorimapa because you're not too thick of Serena Williams, so you're not going to grow hair again. But yeah, I understand. Make I could talk by myself because I know say and the next thing way you go talk be that. I'm enjoying the way you break them down. There is a background musical, and I feel that well. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting them know that bit about it. Okay, Paul Obi say good morning, Mr. Idafe. What you told the man who said that he is sacked is 75% true on how he will start his journey. All of us are in the same boat. You don't die because your goat died at all. You can't. I mean. Okay, so my goat died. They say every elder should not bring their goats to the palace. I don't have a goat. I will bring my yam now. Somewhere along the line, they want to use the goat to do pepper soup. They will need yam. And then I will come with something. I don't necessarily need to come with a goat anymore. But I can't sit at home or go and commit suicide. Say, my mate, I'm bringing goat. Say, hold me down. No, you can't die. Okay? Believe in yourself and start from where you are. That's what they always say. Say start from where you are and use what you have. It's always like that. And then have people who believe in you. Look at my wife looking all beautiful and ravish and black and ebony. Oh God, I'm good. She's beautiful. Like I would have shown you guys, but she just came in and gave me a kiss and give me like and then left. Okay, so that's the way I see it. So my brother, don't let anybody come and put you in a place where you want to kill yourself. Okay. Adewale Akinola, I say good morning. Talk my forward. Thank you very much. This guy is always making me feel proud, feel happy to be part of Nigeria. Okufaya Mara, I say more than a sports talk show. Thank you very much for that one. Is there any other question that I've not answered? See, I must answer all the questions to do. Every question thrown to me today, I must answer. Iken Amara, I say always inspiring. May God continue to strengthen you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much. Okay, so there's somebody popping up with a question there. Nedu say good morning, Nedafi. How are you today? Fine, thank you. I want to know from you. It is strange. You always say that the sports industry is poor. The industry that you are in is poor. There's no money in it. How, bros? And don't give me political answer. How have you managed to set up a studio in expensive Aja and you have all this equipment and you have all this crew, yet you just said you've not made up to $300? How are you doing it? Can you give us some things that are realistic? Don't just gloss over it. Be factual. Okay. Ledu, it's hard for people to accept. Okay, I smart 10. They say, why did you part ways with Brilla FM? I was sacked. I didn't part ways with them. I was sacked. I was sacked because I did a YouTube video. That's all. That's how I was sacked. Okay, so let me explain this for you. Okay, so everybody's got their grace. Before we got here, let's be honest. All of you that are watching me right now, 90% of you guys that are watching or listening or people that watch this thing right now, 90% of you guys hated me when I was in Brilla. You just enjoyed the show, but I wasn't the most loved guy. As a matter of fact, of all the people that have worked in Brilla from formation to this day, I'm the most hated guy. When God wants to bless you, God will bless you irrespective of people's opinion, behavior, beliefs, or things. Your job is to show up. And I'm a church boy, so I'm not going to be able to say things without bringing God into the conversation. Now, the Bible says in Deuteronomy 22, right, says that I will bless the works of your hands. So for me, I don't go to church to pay tithes. No, don't put me in that conversation. It doesn't make sense to me. You can't convince me about it. But listen, this is what I do. I pay my tithes by being nice to somebody, because there's also an instruction in the Bible. Because when you read the tithes part, you also read that part that says, for as much as you have given to one of these, you have given to me. Right? So I do that a lot on my own. I might not carry camera to show people, but I do that a lot. So this is what I have always been. My life has always been about connecting with people, giving to people, being there for people, right? I know that my mom used to tell me that anything you want from this life, be that thing. If you want to be a fighter, if you want fight, if you want war from this life, keep fighting everywhere. Everywhere you go, fight will look for you. If you want happiness from this life, keep everywhere you go, keep planting happiness. Happiness will look for you eventually. And it looked very. My mom is an illiterate woman, so and she doesn't say this thing the way I'm saying it in an articulated form. She says it in a Robo language. So you'll be thinking like, what is this one do self? Like when you're younger. I don't know, but let's be honest. There are many things that our parents will tell us. Like, you just accept. I don't yet. But I mean, okay, I come to myself. I don't yet. But then as you grow older, you start finding out that the whole essence of the human existence, the whole essence of your life is just all of those things that they're saying. Let me give you a very good example. There's one thing my mom will say like 50 times every day. Mama, they're very free. She says this thing so much that it became part of us. Like a good name is better than riches. Like I knew that from my mom, but I didn't know that it was in the Bible, right? So as I begin to grow, when my mom used to say it, and think about this literally, like picture this: we were poor, homeless, living in a wooden, a Paco house without doors and window. We use wrapper to do curtains. Like people can virtually our house. Let me not talk about that because I don't want to go to a place where I start rolling in tears now. But our house is so bad that should I be talking this now? But that's just picture that for a minute. And then your mother wakes you up in the morning and she's doing morning devotion and she's telling you that Obama they're briefing and you guys you didn't even eat to sleep last night, right? And she's saying this, and your whole being is if Obama they're briefing. So are we happy to be poor? Like, okay, it's like now you guys made the choice that we should be poor because that's the feeling as a child. So for me, in my head, I'm like, I mean, God is nonsense when you talk. I won't get money. I don't want who manage the head. But as you begin to grow, you now realize that a good name is actually better than riches. So some of these things, that's the way it was. When I was in Brilla, I was hated like, oh, he knows too much, he's too opinionated, he's always opposing people. Yeah. But you see, my saving grace, this was my grace. I left Brilla on the 17th of August, 2017, right? On the 15th of August, 2017. Murphy now left. Murphy and Sean and Kings and what's it called? Tipsy, and then Kingsley there followed later, like 3 months later. But Murphy now left about 2 weeks or 3 weeks after I left and went on that social media rant. Don't forget that when I left, nobody knew because it was the first time I was not going to work for God knows how long. I've never gone on leave. I've never had a day off. I've never missed job for like over the course of the period that I've been there for 13 years. People were asking me, and the normal word is moved on, or no, it's not available, it's not around, because they didn't really know how to announce it. Like, what would they say? They were still dealing with that. Now Murphy left, and the rant came out, and everybody like, oh, this will happen, because Murphy kept mentioning, refers to me. The point was, people now saw that, if is this good, is this vital, is this important? And then the whole house of cards fell apart. Okay, everybody keeps learning, this person. That's when people start coming towards me. Not because, they love me from the beginning. But the thing was, I was still consistent in being who I am. Because I know this is my job. This is what I know how to do. I know how to talk sports. I played the game. I coached it. I managed it. I used to own a team. So there are things that I know about football that people don't know. And when I say it, I used to have colleagues who think that I was too opinionated and they hated me for it. But I didn't care because I knew the game. These guys are just people who came out. Some of them are people who do study but know anything about sports. They didn't play sports in their school, which is like the simplest way. Extracurricular activities. They didn't do sports in school. You want me to listen to that kind of person? I can't. But people felt like, if you're too opinionated, you shouldn't. No, I can't listen to you guys. You don't know how many players make a football team. Shut the fuck up and let me talk. Okay? But it wasn't working like that. People look at me like, you're too high-handed, you're too full of yourself. Everybody wants to run me down. But it was when the best guy in the group, he was the most loved. Murphy was the most loved guy. And I didn't envy him. I used to tell him that, Murphy, me and you be like Messi and Ronaldo. But the good thing is that we're on the same team. We're not playing against each other. We're on the same team. Let's make it work. Okay? So I was like Messi, or I was like, Ronaldo is Messi, but he was like the better version. He was the most loved one. I was the arrogant, crazy, stupid one. That was when I'm like, that is this good, this is important. And then people start saying that, okay, I was actually holding the whole group together. I was actually doing something good for everybody, but it was too late, right? That's the point. Now, my job was no longer to look back like Lord White. My job was to move forward and press on. Like Paul would say, I press on towards the mark of the high calling in Christ Jesus. I don't care who's behind me. So I was pushing on and I was just living my life. You know why? Because I was the father of two. And pretty soon, family planning failed, and then we have a third baby coming on the way. You think I was going to bother myself about who fired me, who didn't fire me? Who's going to, is that what my children will hear? I've got to walk. I've got to move on. Like the Trump told me yesterday, okay, so what if they want me to go? I've done the things that they wrote in my contract. If they say they want me to go, there's nothing I can do, I will go. But he said to me, this was Trust's word. the way you love the Super Eagles with me in charge, if they bring in a new coach, love that person and love it. And he said, the most impossible thing is the fact that I didn't get to meet you one on one as a person. But it's strange that we've had this relationship and we never met each other. I was hoping to come to your house one day, but I don't know if that's going to be possible again. And it got me close to tears, but that's life, okay? So thinking that this things happen, you just got to live your life. You just got to be bold and tell yourself, hey, between then and now, and you asking for numbers. So let me break that numbers for you guys so that you see it. Recently we were let me show you a good example. We were struggling, like generators were packing up after generators packing up. My diesel generator one day caught in flame, fire just catch, boom, the diesel generator catch fire. Let me take this call. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Hey, morning, how you doing, bro?
I'm trying to do something for you.
Hey, Abraham, you not become super regular. We go buy just to give you. But you know the funny thing. Let me tell you the funny thing about Ikorodu. Now, Ikorodu is the area in Lagos that I never liked. But hold on. But Ikorodu seemed to have some very big significance to my life. When I worked for ITV, and I'm sure you know radio in ITV, I agree, that's radio area. Our studio was there. So I used to go to Ikorodu a lot. But I also I can't stay in this area. Now, when I was in Brilla, 80% of the people calling my show were all from Ikorodu. Ikorodu is the only place in Lagos where I've gone to do my birthday, hosted a party in Ikorodu. I don't do party, but we hosted a party because of my birthday in Ikorodu. Remember that? I don't know if you remember that, but that happened. Now again, you are one of the most consistent person calling me from Ikorodu, and to think that I have someone like Precious Omosuwe in Ikorodu, I have Matthias Jacob in Ikorodu, and a lot of other people. Don't you think I should come and set up a farm in Ikorodu? All right, talk to me, bro.
I just obviously you're motivating me there. I was towards 2018 and 2019, then the COVID-19 set in.
Yeah.
I start for job, fire, not see. And I thought I was thinking, taking person would wait person. That's okay. Let me learn it, let me learn it. And I've learned the skill for like 1 year now. That last week, 1 year.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm in the family group, but I have to step out from it to focus on my. So man, I look up to you. You're like a big mentor to me, man. I respect you very much.
Thank you very much. Keep stay focused on that skills that you're learning. It will come in handy one day. Just stay focused on it. Okay.
I believe.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, man. And that's another thing that we almost learn how to do. When you lose a job, you can go use the opportunity to learn a skill. You can just go learn something that, whether it's photography, video editing, something, just go and learn something. It might help you at the end of the day. Benetton said, please, if you would mind, what is the title of the video on YouTube? I want to watch it. Okay, it's Sports as the Hot. Just go search for Sports as the Hot. The first episode was July 2017. Yeah, July 2017. I got fired. Yeah, it was Sports as the Hot. It was just a play thing. We're just having fun. We're just playing. And I said, why did I bring the idea to the office? I share it. Maybe it was crazy. It was a crazy long rubbish meeting that led to my leaving the company. Chicks, as I say, been listening to the app, but because of this, your TED Talk, I had to come on, to comment. I always wanted to do media, but I got fired doing a 5K job because the person don't respect my time. I remember you. I don't know where my producer put that video. I'm still angry with it because I think there's some very, very great truths that you said in that interview. Today, I run a furniture and interior decoration business at Chooks Interior, and I've learned video editing, content creation, and I'm still building myself because I know I will get back to media. I think because you're a good orator, you're a fantastic talker, you talk better than I do, so I think it's good. Tell the guy who got fired to trust that God has a bigger plan for him and take one day at a time. Look around and never be scared to start all over again. Start small. I'm a firm believer in purpose. I am too. Okay. Oluroma Adefogolade, he said, I needed to watch this. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for sharing. God bless you, man. What radio station are you? This is my radio station. I'm at Elegbete TV Radio. That's where I am. So let me take this call. Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
God bless you for the good job you are doing.
Sabate, the best comedian in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Sir?
Shebi, you go do.
Shebi, you on fire.
It's all upon the
He said, Sabati, now your bololo head, eh?
You know how it's all upon the
Clipper go injure you. Me and you no go outing. Me and you no go outing. Oh yeah, confess. Tell people where the hotel where we go do outing.
Nice all, na my area.
No, down the area where traffic will keep us in. Down the area. I drive come that area one time. The whole front bumper of my car come out.
No,
Even last man they advised me to follow one way. I beg.
They don't open our roads now.
Make una solo for themselves.
You don't do birthday for Ikorodu. You say you want to open farm for Ikorodu. Is it that farm when you want to go for Ikorodu? Now you go finish your yam and your sugar.
Hey, you go pay now, no problem now. No pay, no problem. I now ever open farm again. A mechanic garage I won't open because I have my dream since I small to own a mechanic garage.
Okay.
You forget saying I'm mechanical engineering I study for school.
And you want to play ball.
Now the way God wants, and the road we God clear. Now I got the ticket of people there.
No, you are doing a great job. Me personally, I get proud of you. I will get lots of people really proud of you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Serena sends her regards.
Your father left here. It's about to nowhere. Hello, good morning. Serena, of course, Serena and me. Hello, good morning. Oh, that person don't come on there. Okay, so we're almost running out of time. I don't know if there's any question I've not answered. I've been more than obviously. Yes, Patrick, say good morning, boss. Where is the venue? Which venue? Venue of what? As I have never been sacked because I haven't had the privilege to work in any corporate firm, but sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Yes, it is. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I was talking to
you. Stanley.
Hey, Stanley, how far? Stanley, I'm coming to Abuja next week. I'm coming to Abuja, but see, no bother come airport to carry us because now full train I will carry come. But I'm coming to Abuja next week. I'm coming to Abuja. I'll let you know. I'm coming to shoot like 10 episodes of my podcast in Abuja. So I won't be on radio for like a week, but I'm coming to shoot my podcast in Abuja. I'm shooting with a Guayfon, Garba Lawak, Tijani Babangida, and a host of others. I'm coming.
Okay.
We'll go definitely see, we'll go hang out, we'll go groove. Prepare, go and borrow money, all the Victor Malalu there, all those Abuja people. We're coming.
No, give me time. I'll give you 1 day.
Okay, no wahala. All right, thank you very much, man.
Thank you very much for your motivation.
Am I motivating anybody?
Just
Thank you very much. All right, so that guy that said I should give him the number. So this is how it started. It started with me believing that it's going to work. So I started with my phone. It's just my phone. See, where we are right now, we're still not there. There's still a whole lot of things missing. But I started like this, and then, I still do some social media work. But then, by then, my Twitter handle had not been hacked, had not been taken over. So I was still getting job on Twitter. So this campaign, maybe Picnic will call me for a campaign. This company will call me for a campaign. Standard Charter will call me for a campaign. As they pay me, I have to split 50%. I give to my wife, like, babe, cover the whole front. Let that side be safe because if that side is secured, I can fight on the outside. And then I use that when I look at the most important thing to buy. We need the camera right now. So I go to the shop where people sell these things and I tell them, look, can I pay up front while you keep it? And if I don't come at the time, you can sell it but hold my money. If I come again, maybe the money has gone, I'll add to it. And because once you set, the thing about setting goals is once you set a goal, the money will come. And then I've also had some people to borrow money from people like Isaac Akomolafe, people like Linda. And then I've got a great fan base that came together. Recently, they bought me a generator, a 10 kVA generator up to the tune of 500K. So all of those things was what brought me to this place. But it was grit and wit, not giving up, believing. Hello?
Hello,
TGIF where? Maoli. Do I look like Osas?
woman is and just the talk from around that.
No wonder too much smoke will enter your brain. That's why it affects you so. So I do like who join the touch.
Well, first of you don't, and like, in the middle of the conversation, then you talk something about general now. My head just feel like, this man is this person. The outside world, they are seeing this person, all because of this person. So that is not what I thought. I thought because of that guy that said he lost his job. Was that you, I you moved on when you lost your job
Yeah.
when they started to consider.
Yeah.
So that brought to, I don't know where it is right now. But what I want you to understand is that one small thing may be in his hand right now. If you look at that small thing and say, it's bigger than where I will start from. And then plant that food. And begin to water it small. Now you only to our own. I don't think so, that is not an option.
Nah, it's not.
It's not an option, it's not a way out. The way out is for you to not plant that thing in his hand right now, begin to water it. It's only just to see. And it will say the petrol is good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Yeah, that's true. And see, when you start, the result does not look good. You know, I used to put up video on YouTube. We'll spend a whole lot of time, stress, put up a video. I will go back and check it after 1 month. It has only 7 views. You know, this is really funny. You know, and I'll be like, but there was a time I was also doing that mistake. I've been looking at all these guys, this is Chris Clan and the rest of them that are doing very stupid, like in my view. I was a stupid one, but I was thinking that they were stupid. Like they do very stupid, they'll be slapping person. I'll see 100,000 views. My own 7 views. I'm showing you the future talent. I'm doing this, I'm doing talent unleashed, spend money, borrow money. Why are you people not looking at it? And Nigerians wicked. And then you know the funny thing, the worst one that hurts you the most is where your fellow Nigerian journalists, sports journalists will tell you that you're wasting your time, you don't get work, you just waste, nothing good can come out of it. And it's crazy. But then when we changed, COVID was very good. Sorry for those who lost somebody, but COVID as a time, not as the sickness, was very good because it got me thinking like, okay, you know what? Let's start looking for people to interview. Then I did that audio interview. That's why I respect people like, I don't give them money. People say they give us money. And that's why they always talk about for public. None of them, they give me money for the business. And I don't even want. Right now, I mean, they interview people, they give people money. And they interview people, they pay. I pay the player $2,000, $1,500. I they pay people money now too. If you appear on my podcast, the minimum you get is $500K. That'll be a joke. So I'm just telling you that so that you understand. But I kept on going. Then I got Martin Tyler. I think Martin Tyler was a breakthrough because when I got Martin Tyler and I got Glenn Davis from ESPN, and then it changed everything. You know, people started taking me serious. People started looking towards my direction. It was no longer the numbers on my YouTube channel anymore. But that still affects me because I remember putting up, I wanted to interview David Beckham, for instance, and they said I don't have up to 5 million subscribers on my channel. They wouldn't even talk to me. And, you know, people told me that every day. But I just know that I can't give up. This is my dream. And my dream, it is not a person own. Like Gary Vee will always say, now you get the dream. Don't they look another person. Okay, so the one where they do video where they open yash, they popular, you know they popular. Forget about it, focus on your own. The one where they slap people 10 times, you know how we feel when you feel like you think you're doing the right thing, and then you look at people who do skits, you feel like they are not doing it. Oh, Tama don't buy house. Mr. Macaroni don't buy house. And you're struggling to pay your bills. You know how it feels. But at the end of the day, you don't know the years that those people have also put in behind the scene. What you see is their own coming. They are coming forth. Just the same way people now look at me and think that, oh, when I did the interview with Odion at his house, or the one I did with Genotro is my own coming. No, it's not my own coming. I've been being behind the scene. There was a time I showed the man as I asked him one time. I've written 1,198 mails to players and their clubs and the organization, and they all turned me down. They don't come back. No, we can't do your. You don't have a good numbers. You don't have good subscribers. This was when we're like less than 1,000. Nobody want to talk to us other than Thomas Partey, or even with Freddie Didi, the Kelechi Iheanacho. You understand? But it doesn't make them bad. They just have a standard. Okay, they just have a standard and they cannot go below that. There's nothing you can do. It doesn't make them bad. Then you have to. That's the reason why you now have to celebrate the little ones that when you say Itaiwa only agrees to do interview with you, Kenneth Omeruwa, Osimhen, Ojo Igalu, all these people do interview, you not celebrate it because there are people who are even lesser than them who are turning you down. That's the way it is. So why you ask me when I celebrate my little success? That's the reason why. And Peter said, what inspired you to come up with the title of your future book, When the Hand of Man Touches God? It has been thought-provoking title since I heard about it. Okay, so the reason is, I look over my life, I pan over my life from when I was born. My mom abandoned me and my twin brother. We went to the UK. My father died, and then we came back. And how I grew up, and the circle of my life, the over 51 countries that I've gone to and come back. How I got into media, how I got injured playing football, I lost all my money and everything. And I said, to be alive and where I am today could only be that the hand of God touched my hand to keep me going. That's the reason why, that's been titled in my head. And I have a subtitle. I have like multiple titles for books that I would write if I choose to write a book. But that's always the one that's always on top of my head. Of course, at the end of the show anyway. But then there's some comments here. Somebody said, we can't do birthday for Isola. If you like, make you go open farm for a plantation for Ikorodu. I mean, you finish your yam and sugar cane only. Oh, Isaac Akamola say, I'm enjoying the show, boss. I think that guy has been very supportive. Divine Harmony okay, this guy wanted to trick me last night. This guy is a badass politician. He said, thanks for a deep, insightful, and inspiring show today. God bless you and the work of your hands. And then finally, where do we start? Okay, I think I read every message. As a Patrick Sebo, see your attire now. Give us location. Come to the studio now. Just come studio. Okay. Leave attire. See, sharp price leaves to forget all this one. Ogufaya Maria said, although you were not my most loved, basically because you really didn't like Chelsea then in Brilla FM, but from a very objective point of view, I love your bluntness, analysis, and I know same kind of attitude. I still have that attitude. That's not going to change about me. And okay, what is it? The confidence and courage was so loud. You speak so convincingly, and for me, it resonates with me. So I always look forward to your shows there. Thank you very much. My wife actually told me one day that I married you. First day I saw you talking, you were talking with so much confidence. It felt like you owned the world. You're the one that's giving people permission to live on this earth. And I just felt like, you know what? If this guy was a pastor, I would attend this church. If he's a babalawo, I'll be going to his shrine to work. So he's asked me to marry him. I think I want to marry him because his conviction is beyond human reasoning. That's what my wife told me. And that's why she married me. Confidence, I got that from my mom. Don't mess with that woman. Like we were living in abject poverty, and my mom was telling me how I would go around the world, how my name will be famous, how I'll be big. Like she had already seen all these things before now. How I'll be very popular, how I'll be very influential. Okay. You be using me to do your motivational speaker. And she was saying all these things. But she was very confident, Like we would not eat, but she would dress us up, rub us powder, dress us well, let's go to church. Like she believed that God can do anything. I was like, from day one, I've always doubted God. Like, this God is poor people God. Like there was always this thing about me that made me feel like only poor people take God serious. And that's why I wanted to be rich. I wanted to be successful because I didn't understand why I should take a God that I don't know serious. Yeah. But forgive me because that was me being childish, right? I'm grown, I know better, I see better things. And I know the goodness of God as well. But thank you very much for every one of you joining on the show today. It's been nice. It's been amazing. That's why Friday is. This is what Friday is about. But I can't go without reading something from Sandolise's book. Okay? As I promised, I would always do that. Okay? And in this one, I'm going to read just here. Italy had an offensive player, Gianfranco Zola, sent off for a tackle on a gravel on Senegal. Hence, the Italians were playing us with one man less. In the 88th minute of a counter attack by the Italians, Roberto Baggio, whom we had managed to subdue throughout the game, scored for Italy. At just 2 minutes left for the game to end, this left us devastated. We had the game in hand, and it felt as if we had just given it away. The most frustrating part of this was that we had considered of an action that had us running backward with loads of space between field players and our goalkeeper. Like a counter attack, this should be unthinkable playing with one man more. Wow. You want me to read more? I think you should go and buy the book. Go and buy the book. www.sundayolise.tv. Go buy this book and enjoy this read. You will thank me later. God bless you and have yourself a lovely day. My name is Idafe Matthew Esiogene. I've had great fun with you guys today on this Friday. This is the Friday edition. This is always like this. It's fun. It's general conversation. We'll ask questions. We'll talk about everything. And I've enjoyed myself. I don't know about you guys, but if you did not, I'm sorry about that. I love to have fun. Please do learn how to have fun as well. Have yourself a lovely and wonderful day and stop the negativity. Be positive. Believe that it can happen and get in the doing part of life. Don't be too analytical. This is coming from an analyst. Don't be too analytical. Get in the doing. Result will come. If you fail, you will learn how not to do something that way again. You find another way. If you succeed, you would have succeeded at something that you tried your hands on. Think about it. Have yourself a lovely, fantastic day. Bye-bye.
TV Radio, we dare to lead.
Hi, my name is Evia Gomez, Papa Compte, and I live in China for another lesson. Keep listening to Elevated TV, guys.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle